Hi everyone, I'm Zoe Markos-Thresher and welcome to yoga today. So if you all want to grab your mats, your props, anything that you know you like to include in your practice, don't worry if you don't have any of those things. You can always use a couple of books in replacement for blocks or maybe some cushions as a bolster, or you can just simply use the floor below you. We're going to be moving through a fire mandala today. So in our fire mandalas, we move in a 360-degree rotation around the mat, and we tend to focus on our side body, our outer glutes, our obliques, and our core. So you'll find here a lot of twisting and things like that. So I really hope you enjoy. If you also want to play any music of your own choice, feel free to do so. Otherwise, I've also linked my website below where you have access to my Spotify and you can find playlists of all different lengths that you can include in your practice today. Okay, so whenever you're ready, we're going to find ourselves in a supine twist to begin with. So you can bring your bolster, you can bring a pillow with you, or you can just grab one of your blocks. And we're going to come to lie on our backs. Just start to ground the sacrum in towards the floor. Allow the arms to run nice and long alongside the waist, alongside the body. And just fidget as much as you need until you find somewhere nice and comfortable, maybe shrugging the shoulders away from the ears. Taking the legs out nice and wide, allow the toes to just fall away from each other. And maybe the palms face up, the fingers start to curl in towards the palms, or maybe you'd rather ground through the hands, turn the hands down towards the earth. And just to begin with, taking a few simple inhales and exhales, just bringing your awareness to the breath to start with. And arriving in this space as you need, just using this moment to pause as a way of transitioning from your day or from wherever you've been into your practice. And we're going to place one hand just in that space between the bottom two ribs, and then the other hand on top. So energetically with our fire mandala, we work with Manipura chakra, this space between the ribs. One associated with our inner ambition, our inner fire, our inner sense of self. And as you start to deepen your inhales and exhales, really think about filling up that space between the lower ribs. Expanding into the chest, expanding into the side body, even into the back body. Lifting up through the navel, fill the belly with air. And as you exhale, part the lips, sigh it out the mouth. Let's take one more like this in your own time. Exhale, release. And starting to keep the breath in the nose. Lifting up through the lower ribs, expanding into the intercostal muscles, into the waist. Keeping the lips sealed, exhale through the nose. A few grounding breaths in your own time. Starting to use the breath as the rhythm for your practice today. And in your own time, we're going to start to curl the right knee in towards the belly. You can bring your block with you here as we find our supine twist. Shuffle the hips over towards the right, just to make up some space for the twist into the waist, into the lower back. And you can bring your block or you can bring your pillow with you, just below that knee. And then start to maybe cactus the arms or take the arms to a T. And keep this nice and soft, maybe a soft bend into the lengthened leg. We don't want to feel too much pulling, too much tension anywhere. Just find a place that feels sustainable, that you can stay for the next few rounds of breath. And using this opening twist to start to wake up through the obliques. Just starting to energetically bring our attention to the parts of the body that we're going to be focusing on today. And using every inhale to find a sense of lengthening through the right side body, through the right side waist. And every exhale to really soften, drop into the right knee, drop into the right shoulder. Maybe the chin even drops towards the right shoulder or the right fingers as well. And you can keep a soft gaze here, or maybe bring the eyes to close, take the experience, the drishti, more internal. Let's take a few more rounds of breath here. And allowing the shape to change as you stay. Maybe the more breaths you hold it for, maybe things start to loosen up. Maybe you choose to remove the block if you feel like there's some extra space. Or maybe you want to ease out of the posture a little bit. That is absolutely fine. Just following your body, your inner intuition to see where you would like to go today. Let's take one more deep breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the nose. Start to come back onto the back. Let's curl both knees in towards the belly. Give yourself a big squeeze. And just noticing any differences from one side to the other. You can take a few circles with the knees. Maybe taking a few one way and then a few the other. It's a nice massage into the lower back. And when you're ready, keeping the left knee with you this time, lengthen the right leg away. Shift the hips over towards the left. Take your block and just pop it over to the other side. And then find your supine twist to the other way. And just be wary, this might feel super different from one side to the other, so prop yourselves differently if you need to. Again, always prioritizing your own comfort, your own sustainability. These opening moments for mobility and for yin are really to just start to ground us into the practice. And remembering to find your breath wherever you are. Can you still deepen the inhales, lifting through the navel, expanding into the left side waist. And dropping into the right hip, left shoulder, left knee as you exhale. Steadying the breath here for a few more rounds. Final deep breath. And a long exhale. Nice, everyone. Start to peel the left knee away from your block or your cushion, and then curling the knees back in towards the midline. Maybe there's a sense of balance from one side to the other. Anything that wants to happen into the hips, maybe some knee circles one way and then the other. Anything intuitive that your body would like to do. And when you're ready, we're going to start to inhale, lengthen the legs, send the weight back, and exhale, rocking up to a Navasana. Going to go for a few more rollbacks. Take an inhale, move the weight back. And exhale, start to peel it up, draw the navel in, start to engage through the core. Final one, inhale, take it back. And exhale to rise. We're all going to meet in a tabletop. So rolling over the knees, stacking the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. As you inhale, we're going to walk the hands over towards the left-hand side of the space. Start to walk the hands as far out as you can. Keep the tailbone lifted and long. Finding a side stretch in your Anahatasana puppy pose. Spread the fingers, ground through the palms, drop the forehead down towards the earth, and keep dialing that right armpit down towards the ground if you can. And you can always tuck the toes here. It's a quite nice little anchor to keep some stability and balance into the shape. And maybe pulsing with the breath. Take an inhale, think about rounding through the spine. And as you exhale, finding a back bend. For two more, inhale, lift up through the mid-back. And exhale, soften it down, back down towards the earth. Final one, inhale. And exhale. Next inhale, start to walk back up through center, come through your tabletop. Let's take a cat-cow. Start to drop the belly, roll the shoulders away from the ears, lift the gaze, press into the hands, and exhale, round through the back, lengthen through the tailbone. Coming back through neutral, we're going to take our Anahatasana over to the other side. So just walking the hands as far as you can, maybe coming off the mat. Take an inhale, lengthen, press into the palms, and exhale, fold down towards the earth. And just taking a breath to find this shape. Keeping that length through the tailbone, grounding through the knees, grounding through the tops of the feet. And then start to pulse it with the breath. Take an inhale, think about lifting from the mid-spine. Press into the palms, and then exhale, soften it back down. For 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Final 1, inhale. And exhale. Nice, everyone. Walking it back through center. Come back to meeting your tabletop. Another cat-cow. Inhale, drop the navel, roll shoulders away, soft bend into the elbows and lift the drishti, the gaze. Exhale, tuck the tailbone round, push the floor away. Let's come through center, come through neutral, tuck the toes. Start to find your way to a downward facing dog. So any adjustments that want to happen here, just finding a comfortable place for the hands, for the feet, and pedaling into the heels. Don't worry if they don't meet the earth, but just think as a direction. Think about guiding them down towards the floor to find that length and space into the calves and into the hamstrings. Spread the fingers nice and wide, ground into every corner of the hand, and think about wrapping the triceps towards the ears to broaden through the shoulders. Let's take an extra breath here. Inhale. Send the gaze past the knees as you exhale. Let's lift the heels. Take as many steps as you need to arrive at the top of your mat. The toes meet behind the wrist creases. Take a halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Keep the knees soft and fold forward. Exhale. Start to take an interlace around the back with the fingers. Lift the knuckles up towards the sky. Inhale, find space into the shoulders. Fold forward on your exhale. Again, the knees can be soft. And anything intuitive that wants to happen here, I quite like to take the weight from side to side, lengthening into one leg and taking a deep bend into the other. Just shifting the weight into one foot and then the other. It's quite nice into the back and into the shoulders and hamstrings. Let's go for 1 more breath wherever you are. Use your exhale to release the hands down towards the floor. Keeping the arms and the head heavy, slowly rolling up through the spine. Vertebra by vertebra, see how slow you can make this transition. And as you arrive at the top, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears, allow them to drop back and down the spine. Let's bring our hands to that space between the lower floating ribs again, one hand on top of the other. Maybe the eyes come to close. Just bringing our attention to this space. Expanding the breath into the palms. And if you know that you like to work with intention in your practice, feel free to set one now. So maybe there is one that you would like to dedicate to today. Maybe it is those things that really light up your inner fire, light up your inner ambition. Those things in life that bring you excitement and bring you joy. Maybe dedicating your practice to following your intuition today. Let's blink the eyes open. Enjoy your practice, everyone. Take Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend the knees, adjust the feet as you need. Lift the arms alongside the ears. As you exhale, lengthen through the tailbone. Think about tucking the tailbone under a touch. Engaging through this space towards the lower navel. Think about drawing it in and upwards. Take an inhale here. Soften the floating ribs as you exhale. Start to open the chest towards the right, taking it into an Utkatasana twist. So the arms are going to go long, the gaze can start to move towards the back hand. And again, you can adjust the feet. Maybe it's more comfortable in your hips to take the feet a bit closer. Maybe there's a bit of space between the heels. And think about magnetizing the inner thighs towards one another. Let's go for a final breath. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back through center, Utkatasana, lift the arms, inhale. To the other side as you exhale. So open twist towards the left. Maybe the gaze starts to follow towards the back left fingers. And just check that that right knee isn't wanting to swing past the left. Just pulling the right hip back, keeping the knees nice and glued towards one another. Final breath. Keeping the bend in the knees as you exhale. Utkatasana, chair pose through center, inhale. Take it down and forward fold as you exhale. Take a halfway lift, press into the fingers or to the shins. Placing the hands down, send the left foot back, followed by the right foot. Drop down towards the knees, drop the chest, the chin all the way down towards the earth. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, make a cobra, engage the glutes. And exhale, tuck the toes, make child's pose. Send the sit bones back towards the heels. Drop the forehead down towards the earth. And know that at any time throughout your practice today, you can always return to any shape that feels restful in your body. Don't wait for me to cue it. Taking this moment to come back to the breath, inhale. And exhale. Next, inhale as round through tabletop, cap the spine, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Exhale to arrive. Okay, let's begin our first mandala. Lift the right leg to the sky, make a 3-leg dog. As you exhale, tap the right knee towards the right tricep. Send the weight forward into a high plank. Inhale, take it back, 3-leg dog. And exhale, step it in between the hands. Take an extra breath to rise. Inhale through your high lunge, lift the arms alongside the ears. As you exhale, open twist towards the right. Keep the arms nice and long, send the gaze towards the back hand. Next, inhale, circle the right hand down, meet back in your high lunge. And as you exhale, turn the left toes towards the left, the right toes follow. Take an extra breath at the top, inhale. And fold forward for Prasarita, wide leg forward fold as you exhale. Take a halfway lift, inhale, turn towards the left foot. Drop the right hand to the floor, left hand goes high, make easy twist. And exhale for Shiva's twist. Knife edges of the feet, you're turning the toes towards the left as the right hip drops down towards the floor. Next, inhale, circle the left arm up and over. From here, this is optional. You can press the hands, tap the left knee towards the left tricep, or simply step back to a high plank and chaturanga from here. Maybe hovering at elbow height this time. Take an upward facing dog, inhale. And exhale, rolling over the toes, make a downward facing dog. Nice, everyone, taking a breath here, inhale. And exhale. Let's not drop down towards the knees. Find your way to your tabletop. Start to lift the right hand to the sky, broaden through the chest. And as you exhale, thread the right hand underneath the left, drop to the right shoulder, drop to the right cheek. So you can stay in this tabletop twist if you like. You can start to lift the left hand up towards the sky, or maybe start to find a bind towards the sacrum or towards the top of the right thigh. If you want a little bit of a balance challenge, you can tuck the left toes, start to lift the left leg, and then maybe even start to float the left foot up towards the sky. Keep pressing into the right shoulder, the back of the right hand. Exhale, final breath. Navel pulls in, exhale. Drop the left toes, left hand comes back where it came from. The right hand goes high, find a D rotation, inhale. And exhale to tabletop. Well done, everyone. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog is your exhale. Taking an extra breath here, reset. Okay, we're going to the right side again. Right leg goes high, make 3-leg dog. As you exhale, tap right knee to right tricep. Back to your 3-leg dog, inhale. And exhale, step it in between the hands. Use your inhale to rise through high lunge, inhale. Open twist to the right as you exhale. Come back through your high lunge, inhale. Turn all the toes to the left. Take an extra breath at the top. And fold forward, Prasarita, exhale. Take your halfway lift, find length into the spine. And then turn towards the left toes, right hand drops, left hand goes high, easy twist. As you exhale, it's your Shiva's, right hip drops, gaze goes back. Inhale, coming back around, left hand to the top. Option to tap the left tricep with the left knee and chaturanga from here. Take your cobra, your upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog is your exhale. Well done, everyone. Let's take an extra breath. And exhale, drop back down to the knees for your tabletop. So just finding the hands underneath the shoulders again. From here, you're going to start to lift the right foot up towards the sky. Kick the sole of the foot, find a bend into the knee. As you exhale, knee towards the nose. Find space here to start to wrap the right leg on top of the left. So we're thinking about stacking knee on knee here. Don't worry if you don't quite get there, it's absolutely fine. And from here, we're going to walk our hands forward and take a Gomukhasana version of Anahatasana. And you can always have hands to blocks. If this doesn't feel good into the legs, you can just unravel them and take it more neutral. Just taking these moments to pause in between rounds of the Mandala. Let's go for 2 more breaths. Final breath. Next, inhale, start to walk back up through center. Let's unravel that right leg. Tap the knee towards the nose. Inhale, kick it up. And exhale, find back your way to tabletop. Let's tuck the toes, lift the hips, make downward facing dog, and exhale. So now you know where we're going. We're going to do the same on the left side. Left leg goes high, make a 3-leg dog. As you exhale, tap left knee to left tricep, high plank. 3-leg dog takes us back. Inhale. And exhale, step it in between the hands. We rise, high lunge, inhale. And exhale, open twist towards the left. Keep squeezing the tops of the thighs towards one another. Inhale, high lunge. Keep following it around, toes towards the right, and take it down for a fold as you exhale. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Towards the back foot, drop the left hand, right arm goes high, easy twist, inhale. Shivas is your exhale, turn the toes towards the right. Take an inhale, windmill the arm back, up and around. And then maybe that optional toe tap, right knee to right tricep, push the floor away. Chaturanga from here. Take a cobra or an upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog is your exhale. Take an extra breath. And exhale, drop down towards the knees, make tabletop. Okay, ground the right hand. The left hand opens up towards the sky, broaden through the chest. And exhale, threading it underneath the right armpit. Drop down to the left shoulder, drop down towards the left cheek. So your options are available again. If you want to keep it here, you can. Otherwise, you can start to lift the right hand up towards the sky. Maybe finding a bind towards the left thigh. Take a breath, find the space. And then option if you want to challenge the stability a bit, tuck the right toes, lengthen through the right knee. So keep pouring the weight into that left shoulder. I sometimes tuck my left toes for a bit of extra stability here, and then start to float the right foot towards the sky. Can you breathe deeply for 2? Engage the core, press into left shoulder, the back of the left hand for 1. Don't worry if you fall out of it, it's a very tricky one. Okay, back the way you came, right hand towards the cheek. Do rotation, inhale, left hand towards the sky. Exhale, tabletop. Okay, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, ground through hands, ground through feet. Let's go again to the left. Left leg goes high, make a 3-leg dog. As you exhale, tap the left tricep, send the weight forward. Inhale, take it back, 3-leg dog. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands, rise to high lunge. Ground through the toes, ground through the feet. Exhale, open twist towards the left. Circle the arm back up through your high lunge, inhale. Exhale, toes towards the right. Take a fold forward as you exhale. Take a halfway lift, lengthen the spine, press into the fingers. Turn towards the right foot, drop the left hand. Extra inhale, make an easy twist. Shivas is your exhale, drop into the left hip. Find that space all through the right glute. Take an inhale to circle it back around. Tap right knee to right tricep. Take an inhale, push the floor away. Chaturanga is your exhale. Take your cobra, your upward facing, engage the glutes, pin the shoulders together. Roll over the toes, make down dog. Okay, next inhale, drop down towards the knees. Okay, so we're going to start to peel that left knee away from the floor again. Tuck the right toes if you need. Bend into the left knee, kick the sole of the foot towards the sky. And as you exhale, round the knee towards the nose. Puff up through the shoulders. Make space to cross left knee on top of right. Wing the heels apart if you can from here. I'm just going to shuffle myself back. And then start to walk the hands towards the top corners of your mat. Start to melt into the chest, melt into the armpits and the shoulders. You can always keep this one moving with the breath if that feels nice. Final breath. Okay, walking the hands back where you came from. Unravel that left knee, tap the knee to nose. Kick it up towards the sky, inhale, and exhale, tabletop. Let's tuck the toes, lift the hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. So you can lift the heels here, send the gaze towards the thumbs, maybe jumping towards the top of the mat, taking a few steps, however you would like to arrive there today. Take a halfway lift, inhale, and fold forward as you exhale. Let's all stand high, sweep the prayer towards the sky, inhale for Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, take a moment in your Tadasana, mountain pose. Just allowing the arms to drop by the sides of the waist. Take a moment to gather the energy, gather the breath, gather the intention. Okay, blinking the eyes open. Make Utkatasana, chair pose, we're back here again. Bending the knees, lifting the arms. Okay, you can take it back into that twist if you like, rotating the chest towards the right-hand side of the space and broadening through the arms. If you want to, I'm going to turn this way just to show you. You can start to take it into a bind. So bringing the hands to prayer at heart center. Hinge at the hip, send the weight forward, and maybe catching a bind, left elbow outside the right knee. Press into the elbow, press into the knee, squeeze the thighs towards one another, and think about lifting the thumbs into the middle of the heart space. Maybe from here, the gaze starts to move past that right shoulder. If you want to take it up another notch, you can always drop down the sit bones towards the heels, take it into a twisted toe stand, or you can drop the hands down towards the floor if you want to work a side crow from here. So with your side crows, I always think about dropping that right hip on top of that right elbow. And I don't think about lifting my toes, I think about just bending my arms. And that actually just helps me peel the toes away from the floor. And keep sending the gaze forward if you're there in your crows. Let's all go for one more breath all together. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Final breath. And exhale to release. Let's make in Utkatasana chair pose. Inhale. We're going to go straight to the other side as we exhale, open twist towards the left. Again, whatever option you want to take, whatever you went on the other side. Maybe it was a twisted chair. Maybe it was a twisted toe stand, or maybe you're going to play with that crow again. So if you are in your crow, really think about squeezing the thighs towards each other, sending the gaze forward. If we keep looking down too far, it's going to just tip us over, and we don't want to be breaking any noses or teeth today. Okay, everyone, 2 more breaths. Exhale. Final breath. And exhale. Okay, Utkatasana picks us up, inhale. Forward fold and exhale. Take your halfway lift, inhale. Step it back to your high plank however you would like. You can always drop down to the knees still or meet us in a down dog. Chaturanga, exhale. Your cobra, your up dog. Lift the gaze. Downward facing dog is your exhale. Okay, we're going to move through one more round of Mandala. We're going to add in a few pulses and holds along the way. So you'll be familiar with the flow. We're just going to flavor it up a little bit. The right leg goes high, make a 3-leg dog. As you exhale, tap right knee to right tricep. Take it back, 3-leg dog, inhale. Exhale, tap tricep again. We're going to do one more. Take an inhale, take it back, 3-leg dog. Exhale, tap the tricep. Nice, everyone, take it back, 3-leg dog, reset. And exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Take an inhale, rise into your high lunge. Squeeze the left glute. As you exhale, open twist towards the right. We're going to reverse it from here. Flip the left arm up and over. Take an inhale. And pulsing it here, exhale. Nice, everyone. Reverse it, inhale. Back through your twisted lunge, exhale. Final one, inhale. And exhale. So from here, bringing the hands to prayer at heart center. Start to hinge the weight forward, maybe catching that bind of elbow to knee again. Finding a hold in your twisted high lunge. Think about pressing that elbow into the outside of the knee and then starting to turn the gaze towards the right shoulder. And you can always take the stance of the feet a little bit wider here for balance. But think about moving all of the weight into the front foot, nice and light into the back toes. If that's too much, you can keep it in your hold at the top with nice long arms. Let's go for a final breath. Exhale. Release back through your high lunge, take an inhale. Turn all the toes towards the left. Take a forward fold, exhale, nice, get out of that right leg. Take a halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and fold forward, exhale. Ground the right hand, lift the left hand up towards the sky, inhale. As you exhale, thread the left arm towards the right foot. 2 more like this, inhale, press into the right hand, broaden through the chest, and exhale, thread it towards the right foot. Final breath, inhale, lift through the right shoulder, and thread it underneath, and exhale. So we're going to hold it here. Try to reach for that right ankle or right shin if you can, otherwise the floor is absolutely fine, or you can use a strap around the right ankle. Either keep pressing into the right hand or start to lift it up towards the sky, bring the gaze with it, and think about pulling that left hip back in space, engage through the glutes. Maybe from here there's a bind towards the right, towards the lower back or towards the left thigh. Roll that right shoulder back and down the spine. Final breath, pour the weight into the balls of the feet. And exhale. Nice, everyone, come back the way you came. Take a halfway lift, inhale. And turn towards the left foot as you exhale. Ground the right hand, lift the left towards the sky. Take your Shivas, exhale. Coming back up and around, ground the left hand. Tap knee towards tricep option and chaturanga from here, exhale. Take your cobra, your upward facing dog. Downward facing dog is your exhale. From here, we're going to start to round through the spine on our way to a high plank. Pour all the weight into the hands, and as you exhale, turn the knees towards the right. Send the sit bones back towards the heels. We're going to go for one more forward. Take an inhale. And one to the left as we exhale. Come back through your downward facing dog, inhale. And exhale to arrive. Let's finish the right cycle. Right leg goes high, inhale. Tap towards the right tricep, exhale. 3-leg dog, inhale. Step it in between the hands and exhale. We're continuing with the flow. Rise, high lunge, inhale. Open twist to the right and exhale. Back through your high lunge. Keep turning the toes towards the left. Fold forward as you exhale. Take a halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And turn towards the left foot. Take your easy twist. Lift the left hand high. And exhale, drop the right hip down towards the floor, Shivas. We're pulsing it here. Take an inhale, lift the left hip. Lift the left arm past the ear. And exhale, drop right hip. For 2 more, inhale. And exhale, moving with your breath. Final 1, press into the outer edge of the left foot. And exhale. Next, inhale, lift that left hip up. So options, you can keep it here in your high Shiva. If you want to, you can take it into a Vashisthasana, stack the left leg on top of the right. Think about bananaing through the right side body. And be here. If you want, you can also make it a modified side plank. Drop down towards the right knee, lift the left arm up and over. Wherever you are, keep pressing into the right hand, lifting through the right shoulder. Final breath, inhale. And exhale, high plank. Drop the left hand, chaturanga from here. Take your cobra, your upward facing dog, and your downward facing dog as you exhale. Let's drop down towards the knees. So a couple of options here. If you like, you can take it back into your Gomukhasana, Anahatasanas, where we went before. Otherwise, if you want to work on your dolphin, we're going to bring a block with us. Make an L shape out of the first finger and the thumb, and then just pop it around the bottom corners of the block. Drop the forearms down towards the floor. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. So it's basically like a down dog, but on the forearms. If you feel comfortable, maybe you start to float the left leg. Maybe there are a few hops, taking it into your Pincha Mayurasana. And if you want, you can take it into an eagle leg variation, wrapping right on top of left. One more breath. Let's all make our way to either a child's pose or a comfortable seat. Just dropping the sit bones back towards the heels. Take a moment, maybe a hand to heart, hand to lower belly. Okay, you can either move through a vinyasa here or move straight to your downward facing dog. Your exhales, chaturanga. Cobra, up dog, inhale, lift the gaze. And downward facing dog, exhale. Straight to the other side, the left leg goes high, 3-leg dog. Tap left knee to left tricep and exhale. Take it high, 3-leg dog. Pulsing it here, exhale, tap the tricep. Final 1, inhale, press into the hands. And exhale, tap the tricep. Take it back, 3-leg dog, inhale. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Let's rise through high lunge, inhale. Exhale, open twist towards the left. Pulsing it here, revolve it, send the right arm up and back. And exhale, back through your twist. For 2 more, inhale. Exhale to twist. Final 1, inhale. Floating with the arms. And exhale. Again, bringing the hands to prayer at heart center. Again, you can keep it here if you like, or taking that bind elbow towards the knee. Let's start to press into the palms. Think about lifting the left rib cage away from the thigh and spinning the heart space through that gap towards the left. Finding the breath. If it's too much, you can always drop down to the right knee as well. Final 1. Using the strength of those front toes, exhale. Come through center, take an inhale, high lunge. Exhale, feet turn towards the right. Take a fold forward and exhale here. Take your halfway lift. And fold, exhale. Ground the left hand, lift the right hand towards the sky. Inhale, broaden through the chest. And exhale, thread the hand towards the left ankle. Let's go for 2 more, inhale. And exhale to thread. Final 1, inhale. And exhale. So keeping it here, maybe the hand reaches for the ankle or the cuff or maybe the floor. And find that resistance from the hand to the ankle. Maybe that allows you to free up the left hand towards the sky. And keep pulling that right sit bone back in space here. Pull all of the weight in towards the front of the feet if you can. Just notice how that changes sensations into the hamstrings, into the glutes. 1 more breath. And exhale. Come through center, take a halfway lift, inhale. Towards the right foot as you exhale. Take your easy twist, right hand goes high, inhale. And chaturanga is your exhale with that extra optional toe. Knee tap towards the tricep. Chaturanga sends us back. Cobra up dog. Down dog is your exhale. Okay, we're gonna move through those corkscrew turns again. Round through the back on your way to a high plank, inhale. Knees towards the left first as you exhale, sit bones towards the heels. Round forward, inhale. Knees towards the right as you exhale. Nice, everyone, downward facing dog, inhale. Arrive for your exhale. Let's take it to the other side. Left leg goes high, 3-leg dog. Tap left knee, left tricep, exhale. Send it high, 3-leg dog, back to the flow. And step it in between the hands, rise for your high lunge, inhale, ground through the feet, ground through the legs. Open twist towards the left, exhale. High lunge, inhale. Prasarita towards the right and fold forward, exhale. Take your halfway lift, press into fingers, lift the spine, and towards the right foot, exhale. Take your easy twist, lift the right hand up towards the sky, inhale. Exhale is your Shivas. Nice, everyone. So from here, we're pulsing. Start to lift the right hip. Take an inhale breath. Circle the arm up and past the right ear. And exhale, dropping into the left hip. Keep pressing into the left hand. Lift through the left shoulder. Inhale. And exhale. Final one. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, your options, keep it in your high Shivas. Maybe you hold it here, or maybe you start to stack that right leg on top of the left. Take it into a Vashisthasana variation. Think about bananaing through the left side body. Or again, your third option is a modified side plank. Drop down to the left knee, press into the left hand, and send the gaze past the right tricep. Let's go for one more breath. Your exhale is a high plank, and chaturanga your way, or meet us in down dog. Cobra upward facing, and downward facing dog, exhale. Okay, take a deep breath, and drop down towards the knees, tabletop. So your variations are here for you again. So if you want to fetch your block or your book again, and just make the L shape with the bottom corners of the block. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Just check that the elbows are in alignment with the shoulders here, and then drop the forearms down towards the ground. From here, as you tuck the toes and lift the hips, we're going to start to work into a bit of shoulder strength. If you'd like to take it up to pincher, feel free to do so. Otherwise, we're going to send our nose towards our block, or towards our book as you inhale. As you exhale, press it away. Let's go for 2 more pulsations. Inhale it forward, keep drawing the navel in. And exhale it back. Let's go for 1 more. Inhale, rounding through the shoulders, lightly tap the block or the book. And exhale it back. Let's all meet in a child's pose or sitting back towards the heels. Well done, everyone. So that's 2 mandalas complete with pulsations, holds, moving through our twists. Opening up, energizing through Manipura chakra. Let's take 1 more breath to settle. Take an inhale. And exhale. Start to roll forward through your tabletop. Take an inhale. Let's meet in a downward facing dog. And from here, just to close our mandalas, let's make our way to the tops of our mats, however you would like to get there. Bend the knees. Step 1 foot behind the wrist and then the other. Take your halfway lift, inhale, lengthen spine, and fold forward, exhale. Let's rise through Urdhva Hastasana, lift the prayer towards the sky, lift the gaze, and taking it back down to a forward fold. From our forward fold, we're simply going to sit ourselves back towards our sit bones. Allow yourself just to fall down towards the floor. So from here, lengthening the legs out nice and long for a Paschimottanasana, and we're going to start to hold these shapes for a little bit longer. So again, you might want to bring your blocks with you, you might want to bring a bolster. So taking it nice and passive, maybe the legs are a little bit wider than normal. I like to build a little ramp or something quite supportive for me, so you can do this with your cushions or with your books. And then just start to allow the weight to fall forward onto the bolster or whatever it is that you are using today. And don't worry about having a long spine here, just starting to round through the lower, the mid-back. Trying not to grip too hard onto any of your props. Just inviting softness into the pose, into the asana, into the practice. Really cooling off that fire energy with some earth energy, with some folds, some hamstrings. Allow the toes to be soft, allow the feet to simply fall apart from one another. Loosen your grip with your fingers, with your hands, allow them to fall down towards the floor. And if you're listening to any music at home, this might be quite a nice time to just start to change the energy, pop on something nice and slow, nice and calming. And if you've turned your head to one side, just turning it over to the other side to find equal rotations through the upper back, through the neck, and dropping the other cheek down onto your prop. A few more subtle, steady breaths in your own time, just really starting to let go that rhythmical breath, allowing it to return to a natural pace, and just observing the changes in the breath from the start of class to now. Perhaps the qualities of the breath have altered, maybe deepened, maybe expanded. Maybe the breath feels like a slightly smoother quality. Or maybe we're just trying to catch our breath at the moment. That's absolutely fine. Let's go for one more breath in through the nose. Part the lips, sigh it out the mouth. And in your own time, slowly start to peel yourself away from your bolster. And you can either bring your bolster with you as you lay down towards the floor, or I'm going to bring my two blocks with me. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together, allow the legs to drop out nice and wide, and just pop the blocks towards the outer thighs here as some extra support. If there's any discomfort into the hips, this is quite a nice way to just support that part of the body. And resting one hand to the lower belly, one hand to the space between the lower floating ribs, where we find Manipura chakra. Just taking our last few moments to honor that space, honor our inner voice, our inner wisdom, our inner intuition and ambition. And you are more than welcome to stay in this shape for your Shavasana. That's quite a nice place to be. Otherwise, you can start to lengthen the legs, maybe even keeping the blocks underneath the thighs. Feels quite nice into the lower back. And taking up as much space as you need, walking the legs nice and wide, allowing the arms to spread and spill over the edges of the mat. And any Shavasana song that you would like to play to accompany the next few moments for yourself. Take a full deep inhale through the nose. Release to empty, sigh it out the mouth. Taking a moment for integration, for all of the sensations, the breath, the energetics of practice to melt into the body. And feel free to stay here as long as you need. There is absolutely no rush to get up. But if you're coming with me, maybe starting to bring some movement into the fingers, maybe scrunching up, curling the toes, or dropping the head from side to side. And a lick of the lips. Maybe a deep, full breath. Maybe there's a full body stretch in there, just to reawaken the physical body, reaching the arms and interlacing the fingers above the head. And from here, maybe exhale to curl the knees in towards the belly. Give yourself a big squeeze. And if you would like to drop onto one side, it doesn't matter which side, you can start to go there now. Take a moment in this fetal shape, just to slowly transition your way back up through seated. Otherwise, you can roll up through the spine and come to a cross-legged position. And pressing into one of your hands to gently help yourself up. And maybe keeping the eyes closed or taking a soft gaze down towards the floor. Ground the palms on towards the tops of the knees, roll the shoulders, allow them to fall away from the ears, lengthen through the back of the neck and lift up through the crown of the head. Let's bring our hands to prayer at heart center, thanking yourselves for showing up for you today, for our inner ambition, our inner fire. Just taking a moment to recall the intention you set for your practice today. Let's lift our prayer to our third eye, the space between our brows, showing gratitude for our wisdom and our intuition. Let's bow down to earth to close practice today. It was such a pleasure to guide you at home. I really hope you enjoyed your fire mandala today. If there's any other videos you would like to see, anything else that you would like me to create for you, please just let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks so much.